Greetings to Dr. Alex and everyone. My name is Jasde'neesha Iermeera Binti Jasmih, and today I will be presenting on how men and women use language differently in my native language, which is Bahasa Melayu. Let's get started. Let's look at the role of language. So language is an essential aspect for human social interaction. Language can act as a tool for communication, and language is able to shape a speaker's thoughts, relationship, and societal behavior. Language can be encountered in various of aspects such as business, media, education, public, and personal life. In context of gender and language differences, men and women are found to use the language differently. Women tend to use broader range of descriptive words such as adjective. Men, on the other hand, typically use simpler and more direct terms. In Malaysia, the native language is Bahasa Melayu. So gender differences in the native language can be identified through emotion and expressiveness, politeness and tone, and also choices of pronouns. So this study aims to investigate whether there is a difference in the way men and women use language in the native language. Additionally, this study also examines on how gender influences language choices in social and cultural factors and reflection of gender roles and expectation. Lastly, this study also aims to promote understanding of language awareness in Malaysian society. Now let's look at the first point in the discussion, which is emotion and expressiveness. So men and women tend to be different in using the language, more specifically in terms of emotion and expressiveness. As we all know, women are more expressive. So in terms of language, women tend to use more expressive language. For example, women may say, "Cantiknya baju awak," which means your dress is so beautiful, while men tend to express their emotion in a more reserved manner. For example, "Baju kau okay lah," which means your dress is okay. This shows that language reflects societal expectation where women are typically seen as more emotional, more expressive, while men are more reserved and controlled in terms of emotion and expressiveness. So the next point in the discussion is politeness and tone. In terms of politeness, there are also differences that can be found in how women and men use the language. In general, women tend to use more polite and formal expression, while men is the opposite of it. For example, in the native language, women often use formal expressions such as "Boleh awak tolong saya," which means "Can you help me?" which shows a tone of respect and it sounds like more to like a polite request, while men use informal tone such as "Tolong aku," which means "help me," to depict that the request is more direct. So in terms of politeness, we can see that woman is using "Boleh awak tolong saya," which is the pronouns that the women are using are awak and saya, which depicts more formality, while men use aku, referring to himself as first person pronouns, but it is in a more informal setting. Now let's look at the third bullet point in the discussion. So the third bullet point in the discussion is the choice of pronouns. So women usually use formal pronouns when speaking. For example, a woman may say, "Awak boleh ikut saya sekejap," which means "Can you follow me for a second?" which illustrate formalization in speaking. The use of pronouns such as awak and saya is in a formal setting. As for men, they usually use informal language such as "Aku tak ikut kau," which means "I'm not following you." The use of pronouns such as aku and kau makes the sentence sounds informal and casual without the level of formality women typically use in communicating. Therefore, we can see that language reflects societal expectation and gender roles, where women are more expressive, polite, formal, and indirect, while men are seen to be more reserved, direct, informal, and assertive. In language awareness, the examples given can help speakers to recognize how language choices are influenced by gender and cultural norms. Other than that, the examples can also give insight to help speakers to navigate social interaction effectively and respectfully. To conclude, language reflects society by highlighting how cultural norms and stereotypes shapes communication, particularly in the differences observed in how men and women use the native language, which is Bahasa Melayu, from expressing emotions to demonstrating politeness in pronoun usage. This linguistic variation emphasizes societal gender roles and expectation, raising awareness on how norms influence the way we communicate. Developing this awareness in language encourages individuals and speakers to question stereotypes, foster inclusion, and promote authentic self-expression. By understanding the connection between language and gender, speakers can make more conscious language choices, supporting equitable and balanced communication and contributing to a more inclusive society. That is all from me. Thank you for watching.